The night was ordinary, or so it seemed. Rain drizzled softly outside Emily Carter's small apartment, painting the windows with streaks of silver. She sat cross-legged on her couch, scrolling absent-mindedly through her phone, bored after a long day of routine work and mundane silence. She wanted something, anything, to break the monotony. Her best friend, Lila, had once dared her to do something random, something spontaneous to shake up her predictable life. Text a random number, tell them a joke, see what happens, Lila had said with a mischievous grin during one of their coffee catch-ups. At the time, Emily had laughed it off, but tonight, loneliness and boredom intertwined with curiosity. What harm could it really do? She typed a number at random, pressing digits without thinking, then paused as her fingers hovered over the keyboard. A small smile tugged her lips as she typed the most ridiculous joke she could think of. Why don't graveyards ever get overcrowded? Because people are dying to get in. She giggled to herself, hit send, and tossed the phone aside. She didn't expect an answer. After all, strangers would either ignore it or block her. It was silly, harmless fun. But then her phone buzzed. At first, she ignored it, assuming it was a spam notification. Then it buzzed again, and curiosity pulled her back. The screen lit up with a reply. That's bold, little one. Do you always text strangers at night? Emily's brow furrowed. The tone was oddly direct, slightly amused, and carried a strange weight. She hesitated before replying. Only when I'm bored. Don't worry, I don't usually bother random people. Just a joke, nothing serious. Seconds later, another reply arrived. Perhaps fate guided your fingers. Do you believe in fate? Emily blinked. Who asks that to a stranger? She typed back cautiously. Depends on the day. Right now, I think fate owes me coffee. The reply came almost instantly. Then fate is smiling. Because soon, I'll be at your door. Her heart thudded, fear prickling along her skin. She stared at the message, wondering if she was being pranked. She typed quickly. Not funny. Don't mess with me. But there was no response. Minutes dragged on in silence, until a knock echoed at her door. She froze. Her building was quiet at this hour, and she wasn't expecting anyone. Slowly, she tiptoed to the peephole and peeked outside. Standing in the dim hallway light was a tall figure cloaked in black, broad shoulders silhouetted against the flickering bulb above. His head tilted as if he sensed her watching. Then, as if on cue, he knocked again, steady, powerful, certain. Emily, a deep voice called, muffled but commanding. Open the door. Her breath caught. How did he know her name? Panic surged through her chest. She backed away from the door, grabbing her phone and dialing Lila's number. It rang, but no one picked up. Another knock. Harder this time. Who are you? She shouted, her voice trembling. Your joke was the key, the stranger said. And I am the one fate has sent. Against every instinct, curiosity burned inside her. Slowly, she unlocked the door but left the chain on. The man on the other side leaned down, his eyes piercing even in the dim light. They glowed faintly, not with reflection, but with something otherworldly. Emily's heart raced as she took in his presence. His hair was dark, his jaw strong, his aura radiating a mixture of danger and magnetic pull. She wanted to shut the door, but couldn't. He smiled faintly, a smile that carried both reassurance and threat. You shouldn't open doors to strangers, he said softly. But then again, I am no stranger. I am the Alpha King. She blinked. The what now? His expression didn't waver. The Alpha King, leader of all that hides in shadow. Protector and ruler of my kind. And now, his gaze swept over her, lingering like fire. I believe fate has led me to you. Emily's instinct screamed at her to slam the door shut, but instead, she whispered, this is insane. I must be dreaming. But the faint golden glow in his eyes said otherwise. He introduced himself as Kale, a name that sounded ancient, powerful. His presence filled the room once she allowed him in, though her body buzzed with nervous energy. He moved with the grace of a predator, every step calculated, every glance igniting a strange heat in her chest. Kale explained what she struggled to comprehend, that he was not human in the ordinary sense, that his kind existed in secrecy, that he had been searching for something, someone, fated to stand at his side. And her reckless text, her silly joke, had somehow unlocked a bond he could no longer ignore. Emily laughed nervously, shaking her head. This is crazy. You expect me to believe you're some kind of supernatural king just because I sent a joke. He stepped closer, towering over her, his voice lowering to a rumble that vibrated through her bones. Do you feel it? The pull between us? Your soul called, and I answered. And though she wanted to deny it, she did feel something, an inexplicable magnetic force tethering her to him, urging her not to run. The hours that followed were a blur. He spoke of pacts, of rival clans, of dangers that would come now that she had crossed his path. She argued, laughed nervously, tried to brush it off as madness. But then the first attack came, shadows darting outside her window, snarls echoing in the night. Chaol reacted instantly, shielding her with strength that seemed beyond human. The attackers fled, but not before she saw their forms, half man, half beast. The truth crashed down on her. Her world was no longer ordinary. Chaol stayed, promising protection, but his presence was not just about safety. Every look, every touch of his hand against hers, carried an intensity that left her breathless. She hated how much she wanted him, how much the Alpha King stirred something primal inside her. And yet, she resisted. Days turned into weeks. Danger followed them, each battle revealing more of the darkness hunting them both. Chaol revealed that Emily was not chosen at random. Her bloodline carried secrets, threads woven deep into his world. She was not just fate's joke, she was its answer. Her stubbornness clashed with his dominance, but together they uncovered truths buried in prophecy, fought enemies that lurked in every shadow, and discovered a bond neither could deny. Their connection was not mere coincidence. It was destiny, wild, consuming, terrifying, and beautiful. Through fire and blood, through laughter and fear, Emily transformed. She was no longer just the girl who texted a random number. She was the one who had awakened the Alpha King, the one destined to stand beside him as war raged between kingdoms unseen by human eyes. And though she had not chosen this path, every beat of her heart told her it was hers. When the final battle came, Emily stood not as prey, but as Chaol's equal. Her courage lit the way, her love strengthened his resolve. Together, they shattered the chains of darkness and claimed victory not just for his kind, but for the bond that fate had dared to write in the most unexpected way. The girl who once sought a laugh in loneliness had found something greater, purpose, power, and a love that was anything but ordinary. And every time Chaol whispered her name, every time his glowing eyes softened as he looked at her, Emily knew one thing with absolute certainty. One text, one joke, had changed her life forever.